What's good, guys? It's your boy CS. It's been a minute since I've done a YouTube video, so I'm gonna be recording two. The first one is going to be on meme coins and which meme coins might actually rally harder than a few others, and then the second one is going to be on the Bitcoin dominance and the rotations. I don't know which one I'm going to post first. It depends which one gets uploaded, and then I'll upload the other one once that comes through. But for this particular video, I wanted to look at the altcoins, the meme coins that I'm looking at, whether I've got spot or leveraging. I've shared these out for months on end, and really these are the winners, in my opinion, that are going to be doing numbers. So you want to be picking solid meme coins that are really going to be running throughout this whole alt season and do crazy numbers. Now, they're not in chronological order of which one is stronger and whatnot, but starting with Floki, I've spoken about this numerous times. It's now got listed on Coinbase. It's going to be much more accessible to different individuals, especially normies and retail, once it gets unlocked in different regions. You've got to understand, in certain regions like the UK and a few others, I think like Germany, for instance, Floki is still unaccessible. You can't buy it on spot just yet. And then in terms of the other ones like Brett and Popcat, they're definitely probably my strongest meme coins just as a whole. Popcat just basically as the cat cycle of the whole season. And well, I guess that goes hand in hand with Mog, right? I mean, these two I think are going to do numbers. The number one cat coin on Solana, which is Popcat, and the number two coin, which is Mog on the number one cat coin that's on ETH and Base. Currently number two or three, I think it's number two actually, is overtaking Mew again. So for me, no brainer. And then I've got the cat, which is Jinan, which is just a gem because it's linked to Nero and it's linked to Dogecoin. It's the brother of Doge. So the narrative will run at some point. Once Doge moves, this will move. Same with Floki. Whenever Doge moves, Floki moves. So yeah, very much a system in place to see how meme coins move. Like, I've got a narrative and a thesis for every single one. Brett needs no explanation. I think a lot of my followers and subscribers know Brett on Base, its own ecosystem on the L2, its own mascot in a way, linked to Coinbase. There's just no other runner on there, so don't really need more explanation on that. Simon's Cart linked to linked to Floki and working with Bonk, and is now on a dual ecosystem on Solana and on BNB. Turbo needs no introductions. I've been talking about this for months. Same as Wojak, the most violent charts. I'd obviously grab a bag, whether it be spot or leverage on Wojak and Turbo. And I'm going to be talking a bit more on those in just a second. I got into SPX just based off Murad. I wanted to see how that would go. It's been actually terrible, to be honest with you. I got stopped out at entry 3 times. So yeah, not the best experience, but now it has been moving up a bit. Nero CTO, I got in because Crash got in. Now, it's a bit bizarre that Crash is longing 2 meme coins, which is Nero and Peanut, as opposed to Brett. But I wanted to follow some of the trades that he'd be following because his leverage trades are pretty decent. And so they were more of a test run. So I've kept my Nero one, even though he's stopped that one out. And I know he's gone full into Peanut. And then the other one is this Doge government, which did like a 40% yesterday, which was a fantastic move for me. 39%, yeah. And then today's still pretty much positive. And then I've got the daddy coin and then the mother coin, because I think those two, just as like celebrity coins, Andrew Tate and Iggy, who's been putting in work too, I think they've got the narrative to run, like daddy and mother. They go hand in hand. So there's always a thesis behind why I've got specific coins. Now, to wrap up this video, I always say to people, go onto CoinGecko, go on the search bar, click meme, and go into the categories, and then you'll find the top memes here. So as we can see, like the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up to Mog are your top 10 meme coins. So Mog keeps coming out and in out of the the $1 billion range, but really it is a $1 billion coin, and it'll hold pretty much soon enough. And then you've got all these other runners right underneath it, which I think we really need to have a conversation and say, well, which one of these can run? And so, like the Nero CTO, the Go Mew, there's loads of them. SPX makes the most sense to me because it correlates to the S&P 500. So it's kind of like a mimic meme coin of that. And I think those who are in corporate environments, such as lawyers, accountants, traders, if you work in an office job or you have friends that work in office jobs, they'll know what the S&P 500 is. It's an indices that, picks some of the best, the top stock companies and puts them all into a portfolio, and you're basically betting that that index goes up and up and up based on those companies doing well. So for me, that's a no-brainer. And then we've got all these other ones that we need to consider, but there's so many to consider, and there's so many that actually won't do that well, and so many that have actually made it to the list, but really, how far can they go? Like Degen's on Coinbase, and I'm going to jump onto that in just a moment, but how much steam have they got left in it, right? And like Bohm used to be like near $1 billion. It's dropped. Giga was going quite rampant, and now it's dropped. Can that still have steam? Look at all these coins that are dropped from Grace, like Pups. What was that other one? Slurf used to be like 700, 800, right? Myro used to be much higher. And then I'm looking at the ones that are underneath it that keep climbing, like even like Bobo, Wojak, for instance, Retardio, Moo Moo. Mishi's just been stuck there for so long. Like, how many other cat coins do you need? How many other people do you need to tell you, yeah, they've got so many holders, blah, blah, blah. It's all bullshit, to be honest with me. And all these other coins, right? You need to just determine, like, how far are they going to progress? And so one thing that I was looking at was, I wanted to look at, to help you guys anyway, when my screen wants to pop back on, hold on a minute, I wanted to see which coins had made it to Coinbase Pro for perpetual trading, right? And those that got listed on perpetual trading, they then went on to get listed onto the Coinbase spot. So if we look here, obviously we know Doge, we know Pepe, WIF, Shiba, Degen, and obviously that's not done too well. There's other, so Nero CTO is actually on here. So could that be a hint that this could potentially be going onto Coinbase Spot? I think so. Same with Mew, cat in a dog's world. Could that actually be an indication this could be getting a spot listing? I think it could. Popcat's not even on here. Bohm's been on here, and I faded it for a long time, but I just don't really see a lot of people talking about Bohm, in my own opinion. And then Dogs, that's another one that I've probably been fading. I think that's like on the Ton network, so that one could do numbers. Not a meme coin, but big times on there. I think is that Memes AI? I don't really know, but Memes AI is on Perps, Floki, and then look, the Don himself, Turbo, is on Perps on Coinbase. So when I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking, really, Turbo, for me, as you guys know, I'm a very big fan of Turbo. I think Turbo has the steam to go on and do crazy numbers because it's reaching so much, right? It's an ETH meme coin. And if we look at the coins on ETH above it, right? I don't know if Nero CTO is, because I know there's Nero ETH, but none of these coins apart from Mog is the next one that I can see that's on ETH. I don't think any of these. Bohm, maybe. Maybe Bohm is on ETH. No, Bohm's on Solana. I'm pretty damn sure it is. Yeah, Radium. So the only meme coin underneath Mog is basically Turbo. Let me check this Nero CTO. I don't even know myself. if it's on, well, let's see the DEX. No, it's on Uniswap. So actually, yeah, it is on ETH, I'm guessing. So apart from Nero CTO, the closest one after that is MOG, which is at basically $1 billion. Turbo's at 500 million, and we know what kind of moves Turbo can do. Turbo can go rampant. And so I think the smart money is definitely on Turbo here, because once Turbo moves and it basically does a 2x, it basically puts it back at $1 billion. And this time it will break that $1 billion market. And that's why I'm looking at things like this on Coinbase Perps to see which coins are on there, because the standpoint is that ultimately those that have been listed on Perps on Coinbase eventually get a spot listing. Surprisingly, MOG and Popcat aren't even on there. So maybe that's an inclination that, hey, maybe Mu is a good thing to get into right now. I don't know. Maybe it is. Just something for you guys to be wary of, because obviously I've made my bed and I've laid in it, which is Popcat and MOG. So for me, I don't know if I can really turn back hands of time and get into an entry here. Maybe it'll benefit one of you guys to get into Mu. But for myself, like I said, I've already made my bed. I'm laid in it. There is and Mu's got a very strong chart. Like a longing it here would be a very good idea, in my opinion. Looks like it's ready to blast off here. So you wouldn't be wrong for taking a long here. Anyway, guys, that is the video on meme coins and which ones I'm in and the ones that I definitely think you should be getting into. Not financial advice, but the ones that I think are basically going to pop off, especially Wojak. Wojak, just look, the dips each and every single time keep getting 8 up. Might be minus 6% today, but I guarantee it'll be like 20%, 30% in another day's time. Just how Wojak moves ultimately. All right, guys, catch you in the next one.